It's a stab party.
Yo, okay, finally here. Day off gaming / coding design, whatever. What's up, Alden? What's up, JP? Happy lurking. Good luck, work. Yo. Doo-doo. I'm freaking tired. I was up early this morning. Got even more stuff done. But today we're going to go through every single page, every single screen for the plugin. Take screenshots of them, put them into Excalidraw, work out the entire flow of what needs to go where, clean stuff up. That's the main objective. Holy hell. Yeah, but extra cool features added. Jumping. So, what was added? Did a lot last night, this morning. Aliases. So now you can use either SC or skill check with a command added. And it should tie directly into the permissions. So that should be working. We just have to test it and make sure. Meetings in a few minutes, but looks next week off. They got pushed. Hey, bonus week. Nice. We can test stuff and add more features. So you can go skill check, play, boom, opens. New feature, debug. You click on debug. It shows you the last 5 sessions that you did. And the session details the players, the wave count, the kill log, the spawn log, and the wave log. You can click between any of these and it gives you all that information. You can see like what's happening where and why, and if something seems kind of off, you can just view this page. This will only keep the last 5. So it's a constant file cycle, so it doesn't grow exponentially and become stupid. You can click export, and it'll export this data to a text file within the debug folder in the plugin. So that's specific. You can just download it from your directory or server, and then you can just, hopefully we can use this for like later on if people are having issues. We can use this to kind of troubleshoot, but... And then if a session's active, you can hit refresh and it'll update everything within the most recent session. So more debugging tools. The database H2 is fully operational. It definitely increased the size of the plugin by like 3 meg because it's self-sufficient now. it could run its own database. It's also in the database database folder. It's where it dumps the file. So it's, yeah, mods, skill check, database, and then it puts the file there. Way to reward players for completing mob arenas, like... haven't thought of rewards yet. I think once everything's working, then we'll do like the extra features part of it. Like, yeah, if you were, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, if you were to complete a mob wave, then after you get teleported back to your original location, then you get like a free sword or food or something, right? That could be kind of cool. Yeah, we'll have to discuss like extra features, but H2 fully operational. The database file, it works completely. It's, you can also danger zone. You can clear all stats to wipe. You can wipe the database. You can also do SC space debug DB, and it'll initialize the database if there's nothing in there, just to make sure that it actually creates the file or the folder, the database file. You can also do SC/leaderboard, and it tracks all the data from the database. So now we can read from the database of all the information. So it has player name, the kills, the deaths, the number of sessions, and then it tracks your best wave. So that's what we have so far. It's all in the database. As far as tracking other information-wise, like steps and damage taken, I don't know how we can do that. It would be cool to do that, but the database is working. So like connecting into it and dumping more information to it shouldn't be a problem. But the database, it's working. So cool. Which is freaking awesome. Alden, we might, maybe next week or this weekend, if you want, we could test changing the database to something else. Because if rerouting it to like MySQL, we should be able to hook it to another host and it dump the data there. We just have to verify that it actually works. But it should. In theory, it should work. So we could test that. So there's H2, MySQL, and Postgres. I don't know if we should support at least MySQL. I'm not sure about Postgres. I don't know how that's going to work, but because it was like it said that the AI said that some of the things will be kind of weird with like merging and inserts for Postgres. But if you want, we can test them both. But it's the options there. So that's done. The debug added just for like quicker reference stuff. I don't even know what upserts even is. Dim. Right, perfectly valid questions that probably need to just make sure that for any like weird scenario that would work. Update or insert depending on okay, now I know what that means. Yeah, it was that merge or insert, right? It said that MySQL should have like everything should be almost one for one, and then Postgres was like could have issues with merge and insert or something to that effect. But yeah, we can test that. Weird quirks. That's why we need to like play test a whole bunch. When playing the game and doing rounds, if you do not set a template and it doesn't have types and it says global, like if you do add wave and it says global, it won't recognize the wave. It doesn't use global. It bombs out. That was a pain in the ass. I'm like, why did I set 2 waves, and then the second one was global, and it's like it ended after the first wave. I'm like, why is it failing? Like, why is it stopping earlier? It's like, gotcha. So if it's global, it'll fail, or it'll stop at the wave previous to that one. So I need to put in like a fail safe to make sure that you do actually put mobs in there, or yeah, basically it should not say global. That's basically what that means. So that was a weird. Oh. That was a weird edge case. The kill feed now has your name killed in red and then the mob name. It also will say the mob name killed the player name, and it will also say the mob killed a mob. So that logic is completely working. So because from one of the tests, there are some of the mobs that will actually attack each other. And the skeleton something, actually, let me do a round because it was actually a lot of fun. This guy sucks. Mob test. Cobalts, kill count, create, start. Okay. So because it kept saying, oh, if a mob dies to the environment, it'll say environment killed the mob. Yeah, that guy. And then there's another dude that throws freaking like green bombs. Freaking strong as hell. Freaking awesome. So the font is a little bit nicer. No, I don't want to kill you. Where's the... Is that you? You! Him. He sucks. He hurts so much. Ow. Ow. Yeah, see, skeleton... Burnt Alchemist killed the skeleton archer. So we got that logic down. So now it can track what mobs kill other mobs. Ow. And that's the reason why the math was sort of incorrect. Because if a mob kills a mob, it doesn't count towards like your full like death count or your kill count. Yeah, see the alchemist just killed an archmage. So now we know why numbers are not adding up. So that was another weird... Dude, that guy sucks so much. Well. Sir? Ow. Cool. Oh, you're right there. What? I think this wave I decreased their HP by 50%, so they're a bit easier to kill. It was more so for testing and make sure that it tracks the names correct and everything. Yeah, so you died in one shot. Cool. Where was... Oh, there you are. Ow, what? Like throwing daggers? Where are you going? And there you go. Then you get the victory list. It said, yeah, 10 mobs killed. So we got 8 kills. And that's because the skeleton burnt alchemist killed 2 of the other mobs. So now we have an actual list, an accurate list of what happened. What's up, Chris? Awesome. So yeah, that was a pain in the ass. We figured that out. I figured that out last night with the AI just going through it. I'm like, why is this happening? And like, it's like, we have this information. It's not. I'm like, can we just verify that mobs are killing mobs and we capture that information? All right, and then since that's done, we can go manage. We can go to debug. And then, yeah, we refresh. And then it gives the timeline for the kill log, the spawn log, and the wave log of when all the different actions happen. So we have an accurate list of everything. Cool. Yeah, because if something doesn't fire for some reason, then if it's like if say like a wave 3 didn't fire, then we know that something along the logic didn't trigger for that. But yeah, it works really well. And then the leaderboard should be updated. Yes, I got 49 kills in total from all the 6 sessions, and then my best wave is 3. Cool. Was that it? Was that it? I feel like I spent a half a day working on like all this random stuff to get this working. But yeah, full database, alias for the commands, the debug stuff for the waves. The waves now math correctly. We need to try like the PvP side of things. But why do that this weekend? But yeah. Cool. It's getting there. It's getting there. Also, I gotta look up to see why Hytale wants to flash whenever you screenshot. It's freaking annoying as hell. I don't know if there's I don't think there's a setting within the UI, but it's annoying. And then there are settings like JSON file. There's only like the key set, which is like a number string for the key press for this take a screenshot. But I didn't see anything that resembled why it flashes when you take a screenshot. That is cool. All right. So we're going to do this one by one. I'm going to take screenshots of all the main screens, put them into Excalidraw, and then just kind of flowchart or like see what it is now, and then I make a list of like what it needs to change to. That's going to give me a good idea of like what UI needs to get updated. Because all of this is going to get updated. But yeah, I really like this concept, like having like cards or simplistic panels to choose things. I like this aesthetic. I think it makes it easy just to glance at and read and see what to do what. So I want to apply this to like a bunch of the other pages if possible. Kind of like arenas. And if you go to the arena, there's like player spawn, mob spawn. Kind of chop these up into like, you know, have 3 cards for show cubes, dummies, and chest. Have a delete button in the corner. Just like tileize it or something to that effect, right? To make it a little bit more nicer looking. These are just how they get rearranged. I think these are not going to change too much. Like these are fine. It's just spacing. I'll make sure that the nav up top is there. stupid. And like this is like pretty much okay. But yeah. Play each of those. Let me see if I can get this to show this. What? Why? Why is that not showing? Oh, it needs full. Oh, that's what it needs? Okay, I'm stupid. Okay, the wording is... Huh. Okay, yeah, my buttons are weird. I need to redo my buttons. It is not correct at all. Okay. So. Yes, that's current. Hit. Only shows. Yeah, so this needs to get completely rehauled. So this is the old one, but just to, yeah, manage the admin button there. We can have that. We can add that in as long as the user's OP or has permission. That button will show up. But we need the whole top end needs to get completely just redone. Probably something like 3 cards. What is this? I freaking flashbanged. List of commands is not needed. Maybe should the main play screen have a list of like a column of commands? I could make it probably like a separate columns of commands or something like that. Do something like right. Cool. Hmm. Then we can do like. Change the opacity of the whole thing. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. It changes the opacity of the whole thing. You can't just do the background opacity for these. That's fine. So that'd be like. Admin. I mean, technically, I guess you could have like active active sessions in the middle. Left side could be create a session, and then the right side could just be a list of commands. Separated out easily. Yeah, that works. I think. Yeah, I think that'll be a nice upgrade. Nice big button over here. The whole thing will just highlight, so you can click on that to go to the create session. Active sessions should be listed here and nicely formatted. Make it look a little bit nicer. List of commands, and also it'll show you what commands are available to you depending on what your permission level is set at. It'll make sure that the commands are all explained in there too, so that's nicely formatted. But yeah, that's nice. It's cleaner. Enter. Cool. Awesome. Let me do this really quick. I just want to. That's me. Just want to save this often because I don't want to screw this up and like do something else. Okay, so let's say. Current. Okay. Cool. Those two were easy enough, and then the create session button is like the next, like, flow from that. Okay. I can't see my freaking mouse because of OBS. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. 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 Basically just boxing everything out just to see like where things should go and whatnot. Yeah, this thing is like I want the nav bar on top to be the same on everything. So that's I need to make notes. I need to make a list of that. Notes about. Mm-hmm. And just so that this is like more logically laid out so that we can fit the information within the page itself. As long as the window is large enough to fit it, then it should be okay, probably. Yeah, as long as everything fits okay. Because we gotta account for like all the little options within there too. Do you know what I mean? It's interesting. Hmm. So if we go back in here, so name the session. There's going to be a list of arenas. There's going to be a list of game modes. If you choose free for all, 4v4, 3v3, 2v2, 1v1, nothing happens. No expansion. If you click on mob, it expands and it shows you the pre-configured waves, or you can build one from scratch. Does this actually work? Yeah, this should work. Yeah, so there's custom. I don't know. Can you even have side scrolling in Hytale? I know you can scroll vertically. I don't know if you can, or horizontally. Or vertically. Horizontally, I might. I don't know if you can. Probably try it. Maybe we can UI UX design, not yeah, it's crazy. Let me do this. Freaking flashbangs, man. Okay, so the question is, those two, right? Maybe just having a list like that is just better. Or we can like list it in columns. Do like maybe do something like this. Yeah. Let me just list everything out. Okay. Oops. Um, yeah, yeah. This flow makes a lot more. This, yeah, super simplistic. You just go from left to right and just choose them all out, right? And it's like, yeah, I call this. Like, mm-hmm. I've this twice. Hold on. Am I missing anything? And then hit enlist. Then you go to duration, choose the time, the kill count. And it has the predetermined options and then custom, which have another drop down section thing. And then create. That's it. That's everything. Yeah. That's the full thing. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna give Claude the screenshot and be like, hey, I want to redesign the create sessions page to kind of like to resemble this. And see what it does. I'm really interested to see if it can like okay. I mean, obviously spaced out a bit more, but just like the general like idea of it. I think that would work. I think that would work. Okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Try this. Done. I'm back over here. Let me save this. That was me. Keep. Yeah, I'm gonna have it plot out. I'm gonna have to plot this out to see what's up. All right, let's do this. We'll go back to here. Do that. Okay. Awesome. All right. I need to copy the image. Copy to my. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it here. Okay, and plan mode. Here we go. See if, I want to see if it can nail it. This is gonna be interesting. Okay. I want to redesign the. All right, we'll see what it says. Gonna be interesting. But I think that the flow from like left to right, I think that'll work good. It's gonna be interesting. Okay. While that goes, I'm gonna warm up my coffee because it is cold. I waited too long. So I'll be back in a sec. right. I didn't mean to hit escape. Whoops. Burning tokens. Yeah, this was gonna be my day off. Even if I wasn't gonna stream today, this was basically gonna be it. I was gonna go through try to go through all of the UI, try to get it finished because it's like the last leg pretty much. Besides testing and making sure everything works and doesn't break, the UI, just organizing all the UIs was the big part of this. So. For a chill time, listening to some Hytale background noises and seeing if this works. I think the flow should be good though. I think this is going to end up looking pretty okay. We just might need to change like the background images. I still need the actual like graphics for it too. Right now we're just using like just mock placement stuff, so I might just have to make up something generic to use. We'll see. But yeah, I'm only like 50%, 54% through my usage of this for this, and then resets tomorrow, which is cool. I forget there. I mean, there's only so many like features you can add, right? Before it's like actually completed. I would set an end goal, and then beyond that, if it's extra features, then cool. But yeah. Like it's like kind of like for this project, it's the same thing. It's just like, oh, we can do like, yeah, if you were to win certain waves, you can get like bonus prizes and like extra loot or whatever. It's just like, yeah, that's not, it would be cool, but I'm not going to add that in now. It's funny that you mentioned the Ko-Fi thing, because I could technically link in, you can connect your Ko-Fi to the plugin. That way, if somebody like, if somebody was to tip an amount, you could spawn extra mobs in the game to mess with you. 100% you could do that. That would be a cool feature. Like, tip $10 and it puts in like 10 skeletons. That would be funny. It's kind of like Lucky Blocks. They had the same thing for like Minecraft, where you would tip and then it would just automatically just spawn a Lucky Block at your location. And then when you open the Lucky Block, it would just something random would happen. It could be like a pickaxe and some diamonds, or or an Ender Dragon. It was hilarious. But yeah, like those extra features, it's just like, if it's not core to whatever you're doing, then I wouldn't add it, or not yet, at least. You get to like scope creep. That's why right now I need to focus on the UI part of it, because it's like the main thing, right? Otherwise, you can't you can't navigate through it. Good. No, but I understand what you mean. You're just like, yeah, I can add this now too. And it doesn't take that long, you know? It's like if it was like a massive pain, it would suck, but these like reconfigurations or changes it doesn't take too long. Unless if it's not too complicated, that is. Goblin chest still down here? It is. Let me break that. Yeah, so there's certain mobs in the game that spawn chests. I need to go through that list again and see which ones those are, because yeah, little especially crappy, because if one of those goblins like dies in the middle of a walkway, they spawn a chest and you can't break it because the entire arena is protected. So it's a nice obstacle, which actually it's really hilarious, but yeah, a little bit of an issue, because they could, like, if they were to die like right here in a doorway, it would block the doorway completely, and you couldn't break it because it's protected. Updating plan. Oh. Cool. Yeah, yeah. I think that's right. It looks right. Go for it. Cool. They just mock up a design and paint and then give it to it and be like, here, I want it to look like this. It's like, okay. Hell yeah. Yeah, the Claude MD file is stupidly important. Because yeah, I had that before too. or add like a crap load of emojis for stuff. Good thing. It's good for like logging stuff, like log, or if it's like HTML stuff, and you're looking for errors, you can just set like a green check or a red X. It'd be like if you can quickly like glance at it and see if there's an error. But otherwise, it's like just really annoying. Also because it's like I try to use emojis in like the kill feed, and it just end up being a question mark because it doesn't know how to properly display that, because you can't do that in Hytale. Like, okay, like I like the idea, but can we not use emojis, please? Thank you. Please. Post content if a column overflows arenas too long list. Scrolls internally, yes. That's not true unconditionally. No issues. Cool. Okay, yeah. We need to test all the different stuff. Yeah, it nailed the database stuff pretty much in one shot. I just had to change like the file. It couldn't write the file because the file writing was a bit different for where it had to go. And then once it changed at one setting, it just nailed it like right off the bat. Is it not surprised? It knows database stuff pretty good. It's been so cold. Yeah, I got to do the disconnects you have to do. If you were to disconnect from a session and re-going back in, can you rejoin? That part I've not tested yet. So that's going to be after the UI overhaul. That'll be next. It's like the reconnection edge cases. Middle of a match. If you start a lobby and exit out and you go back in, can you rejoin it? Middle of the match with multiple people. So that all that stuff we need to test like later, like this weekend or next week. Okay. Guarantee you it's going to get some custom UI error message, or it's going to try to do something So hopefully we have enough notes for our like best uses for the UI, so it doesn't do that again. We come across so many different like settings you can't use for specific styles or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I want to be like this. You choose mob, and then yeah, it just expands and just shows this. That's what I want for like the game mode. You choose one, and then mob does this, and then same thing for like the kit and chest. This will just expand downwards, and then does the same for its column because it's not going to be like too crazy. Build. Yeah, just literally just moving around UI. The rest of the connection should be the same. All right. All right, restarting it. Let's see how crazy or not crazy this is gonna look. Oh, is there another update? Oh. Yes, there is. God damn it. It just... Come on. It just built it. The only reason why I saw it is because I saw the console when the server's booting up. It said downloading the server jar. I'm like, wait, what? Why? Like, oh. It updated, like, literally just now. So... Validating. I need to update my... Launch. Wait, what? Hold on. Hold. Um... Loading the launcher, problem persists. Contact support. Error applying update to game. Error demoting old game version. Unlink at roaming. Hytale install release package game build -9 server license.xml. Access is denied. Um. Let me. What to do? Oh. Well, let me see if this works. I'm swapping to the pre-release, which would make sense for me to actually utilize for doing this. That we're ahead of the curve. Well, if yeah, probably why it failed because it was on a different. Although it shouldn't have downloaded. It shouldn't have done that then. We'll see what happens. Never ran the pre-release before, so I don't know what's gonna happen with this. Making things features and bugs. Yeah. Okay. This world is modded. Damn right. Okay. Server's running an older version. Connect super connection. Why did it say downloaded the setting it one more time. Do this. Hold. Okay, try this again. Hold. Patching. Could I just delete that and hit re-give it to me? Where is it? Here? Probably. Roaming Hytale. Install. Release. Package. Game. Build 9. Server. License. That's me. Why? Start again. I might have to restart my computer. That's going to be annoying. You have mods installed, you may. Yeah, that's fine. Did it? Oh, build 10. Okay. Welcome back. There was an update to Hytale. It literally just happened now. And it had an error with the license. So I just removed it from that folder, and then now it's in a completely different, it's build 10 instead of build 9. And now I think it'll launch. Your contract through next week since I'm not starting the job yet. Oh. You gonna upsell them more? Like, hey, like, yeah, you can get me for another week, but it's gonna cost you like double. Or you'd be like, nah, you know what? I think I'll take my week vacation, you know? Let me see if this will actually connect. That'll be paid. Oh, they're gonna pay you more for it? Are you like gonna renegotiate? Be like, if you wanna have me for another week, it's gonna cost you. Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome. Milk it for sure. Deserved. Caching, dude. You gotta restart. You gotta start your conversations sooner. You gotta like finish one thing, like chunk of something, and then restart a whole new conversation. You shouldn't be caching like at all. Like technically, you gotta get in the habit of having like one conversation like, for one topic, and then once it's done, close it out, reopen a new one. Oh, cha-ching? Oh, I thought you meant the caching. I'm like, oh. There you go, JP. That too. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's more along the lines of what kind of what I wanted. I mean, not really, but it didn't put the logo. It put the logo in the actual bar itself, not across the top. And it did do the columns. It just didn't separate them like. But yeah, cool. That's, I mean, more along the lines of what I wanted, but not exactly like this. 2 weeks of work gonna cost them well more than 10K. Hell yeah. Do it. Okay. Now I need to yell at Claude. Okay. Okay. Nice start.
Oh.
Okay. Give it his next prompts. Close. Yeah. It just needs to be expanded, the column separated, do the actual navigation bar across the top. And then I need to update the freaking POM XML file for the, or the whatever file for the, since the version updated. Oh, Alden, question. Do you want to go through the releases, or do you want to go do the pre-releases? Because a pre-release also just came out too, which has a bunch of more of the experimental features, or just like to be ahead of the curve. Since we're doing like specific plugin testing, I'm assuming we should probably do the pre-releases. But then the problem is that everybody that joins the server has to be on the pre-release instead of like the actual normal version. It's like, what do we go with, you know? Maybe just stay on releases. Okay, yeah, okay. That sounds good. And then worst case, I guess you could always spin up another dev server, one that's on release if there's bugs, and then have a pre-release one. Oh god, version.
Oh.
Dev and staging, yeah. Yeah, we might have to do that, just because that sounds like exactly what's gonna happen. Yeah. Makes sense. Dev pre-release stage. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because like the couple weeks before the release is going to be like the pre-release, right? Technically. So you can kind of be ahead of the curve for when the release happens, and then the mods can be like updated on day one, or when it actually updates, right? I'm assuming that's how it works. I don't know. My first plugin, I don't know. Release party? Hell yeah. Like I said, once this is all done, I'm gonna do a full video of how it works and all that stuff. Good faces.
Oh.
And then I'll tweet Simon and be like, "Hey, check this out. Sup?" Cool. All right. The AI now understands what I want. Dude, I did the concise and clear writing skill earlier, like this morning. Wonderful. It was awesome. Those skills are really really useful. It's really, really useful. Oh, it's done already? All right, I need to update the version number, though. So I need to recompile it again once it's done. Yeah, it nailed the database stuff so quick. So I was like, what's H2? How does it work? Like, it just goes to a file. It does act the same as the database. I'm like, oh. It's funny you mentioned Postgres in there too, because I use Postgres for the like stream tracking site I have. That's my database backend. So I understand that a tiny bit, but not like, yeah. All right, done. Let me look for... Where is this one? Views them all. Which one is it? Depending on what your project is, one's better for some, like one's specifically good for something, or is there like a clear winner that you've noticed? Or is it all just engineering error, and then they're all good just depending on how good your software is, and it utilizes it correctly? 3dB? Okay. Depends on scaling needs. True. But then it depends on, yeah. Or doesn't work a lot. I heard that Postgres is supposed to be really good for like scale side of things, right? I think. I don't I could be completely wrong. I don't know that world. Could only imagine having like millions of users handle that amount of data would be insane. From your experience, yes. No, it's manifest. There it is. Save. All right, manifest.json is now updated. Cool. Handles high transaction levels better than just about any other DB. That's cool. Good to know. All right, I need to build this again. Oh. Good thing I have multiple terminal windows open. Can easily do that. All right, done. Back to main. Back over here. Drag and drop. Rapid MQ. Like that. The messaging in front of your DB. Ah. Okay. Restart. That sounds like it would be a nightmare.
Oh.
Hey. Well, I mean, it puts create session at the bottom. I wanted it on the right, but this is a hell of a lot cleaner. Hell yeah. Oh, God, yeah, this is awesome. Oh, gotta change the colors, but still. Hell yeah. Look at that. That's way better. Cool. Yeah. There I go. Get out of here. Just go. Damn, Dad. Well, I mean, yeah, he is a dad, so I guess it fits. All right. So before we go too crazy, Chris and or Alden, we need a color palette for the plugin of what should we use for like the main backgrounds. We need a style sheet of what everything should be, because that's going to be also important, right? We probably should do that sooner than later before editing all these files. You know what we do in colors? I mean, Brad, but I understand that. Or Alden, do you want Chris to take a crack at it? Chris, you want a random project? I'm gonna throw this on your plate. Design this. You know, if you're not busy messing with AI. But I think the main concept is this, right? It's the skill check logo being just something round or something like that, but it's going to be in the middle of the page up here, and then the bigger like panels themselves are going to be like just have images behind them, and then just words or text on top that we can just put on whatever we want. I think that's like the main idea behind like any of this, right? It's like every page will have the border on it. Obviously, I'm gonna change this button. I'll make it look nicer, but yeah. And then obviously this will have the triple panel. And we'll go to create. Then yeah, these I think will be smaller. I kind of want the create button like over here on the right side, kind of like how I had it. Although below is fine too, but I think on the right side was kind of cool because these columns don't need to be this wide, and especially like these don't need to be this. Like they could be, everything could be squished pretty good. We'll talk. Oh yeah, cool. So yeah, so as long as I can get the layout done, then swapping out colors for swapping colors will be really easy. Kind of want to get away from the Hytale blues, if that makes sense. I want it to be different than, because that's what like every plugin looks the same. It looks like it's built into Hytale. It's just like, no, it's like we can customize it to be whatever we want. I'd rather do something else rather than the Hytale blues. Yeah. Okay, not bad. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. Let me go back to the U. Okay. Much better can you make the Like, can we put the button back where it was before, like I had in the mock image? That's why I specifically said that. But yeah, I nailed everything else. I just basically said that because once that page is set, I think I'm going to use that same template for all the other pages. because it makes it easy. Also, just reading from left to right makes sense. I don't know. Not a game designer. I just want it to be easier to choose to see everything, you know. Obviously, the colors and font and everything is not it's not the best right now, so that obviously will get changed.
Oh.
Updates. Yes, build the jar. Cool. At the GitHub. Yes. Awesome. Version control pushed. Awesome. Okay. It's done, so I gotta go back over here. Files, and you're gonna click and drag and drop. And drop it off. Done. Console restart. Disconnected. Awesome. I can't believe it's been a week since they using this max version. It's crazy. So because I went through like half of the usage for it, so what you're telling me is I need to use 2 terminals and do twice as much work. No, there was it's funny. There's all like it was like an article, but I was watching a video about like the plans and usage and like versus the plans versus like the like direct API access. And like power users, you get so much more value out of using the plans rather than going directly to the API. Like it's like disgusting the percentage you get from using plans. Good for us, but it's like let me find out what it was because it was wild. Mute. Yeah, this is like Opus rates. So The pro tier, which is $20 a month. Credits for the month is 21.7 million. Opus token rate. Opus rate tokens, 32.5 million in or 6.5 million out. Equivalent API cost, $163 or 8.1x. The max, so 5x, the $100 month credits per month is 180.6 million. Opus rate tokens is 270.9 million in or 54.2 million out. And its equivalent API cost is $1,354, 13.5x. Crazy. And then if you do the max plan, it's 20x, so $200 a month is 361.1 million credits for the month. And the Opus rate tokens is 541.7 million in or 108 million out, which is equivalent to $2,708 or 13.5x. That's crazy. Also, the cash reads they're entirely free. That's awesome. That's, yeah, crazy value. Cool. Yep. Much cleaner. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, I like that flow. That works. It's all like neatly organized and the spacing is even across the board and yeah. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. That's done. Restart the conversations. Restart the first context. Okay. Okay. For the change the plan mode first. Shift tab. Like plan mode's awesome. Okay. I want to take that same for the create session. With what was the columns? in. And then the middle one. I should. Same width as sent. The main one gonna get changed up. I'm gonna see what it looks like. Do 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 do. I was like, this is cool because this is just UI layout. It's not. There's no Java being altered, so nothing should technically get disconnected or broken from this. I hope. Until we start actually like going through the flow of it. But the main SC slash SC space play is like the main. That's the main. That's the main one, right? We need that one to look good. He's 15 cents so far. Broke. Got 47 cents. Uh-oh. Expensive. Yeah, it's supposed to be like Codex is supposed to be like really good with coding also. And like stupidly generous with their usage. Like really good with their usage. Supposedly. Thinking. It'd be cool to have like a notes section for the plugin to note of what the different mob types, what they do. Like if they're like archers or throw bombs or like magical or like melee projectile. It'd be interesting to see if we can like tag them with notes. Probably put it in the database to reference. Also just like lethality, because some of the mobs like the Marauder is like really aggressive and they stay on your ass. Even if you run all the way across the map, they still will hunt you down. And some of the ones are like super derpy. But it'd be kind of nice to put like findings of like, or put notes along different specific mob IDs of just like coming across them, like what do they do? That would be kind of cool. Because you're kind of going, like everyone's gonna kind of go into this kind of blind, right? Because you're just gonna throw in a list of stuff, and some of them might just be like a peon, and all they do is just run around. They just kind of exist. They've got like no weapon. So maybe some function like that after when the plugin's all set to put like at least some information with the mob IDs would be kind of cool. And then maybe like populate it to the list for the mobs, for the mob waves. And you can say if it's like projectile or melee or how aggressive they are. Even though it's going to be updated in the future and probably the AI is going to get completely like revamped. But still, it'll be kind of cool just for like, yeah, like I wonder how this mob works. Okay, it's about to write the plan. What else? What else would be cool? Cool. Mm-hmm. Looks right. Well, we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Go. Do it. Done. Yeah, it's cool after the plan mode because then it automatically clears the context to actually write everything out. You don't run out. It's super nice. Which is nice. And once that's done, pop it over, see what it looks like in game. These ones specifically can probably be a little bit wider. With the active sessions part, I want it to look a little bit nicer. Yeah, to look through like the change log for the past week, just to recap like what we've done. it was so much. We did so much stuff. Column, full screen layout. Nice. Do it. Do it. Yeah, I think this column layout, I think I want to try to do that for the arena page also, and to split it up to make it cohesive and make it just streamline going from left to right. I think that makes sense. Build the jar. Very cool. Cool. Billowing. There it is. All right. Over here. Files. Take a drag and drop. Disconnected. All right. Restarting. We'll pop in and see what it looks like. Probably gonna look like crap. And it's up. Reconnects. Okay, well, it's not centered. Let me create one and see what happens. Test. Hit cobalt, kill count, and create. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna make them wider. Centered, wider, each one wider, and not as tall. Yeah, it's cleaner for sure. Not bad. Need to change some. So, one. Need to center all three. Two. Make them not as tall. 3. Make the bit wider. 4. Five. The top of either or. Go. All right. Cool. All right, I just prompted it, so it's gonna 5 changes. Make the column centered. Make them not as tall. Make the columns a bit wider. Make the manage button at the bottom red. And then at the commands, it says add information that says that they can either use /sc or skill check for the commands themselves. Then we also need to update the command list so that it will automatically show all of the commands if you're admin, and if you're not, then to limit the list to only what permission level showing of the command list. We'll do that. Yes. Cool. Cool. Hope everyone's doing awesome. Thanks for hanging out and chilling. Yeah, I said this was going to be like the bulk of my day, was just try to generalize the UI and then go through the flow to see if there's anything that's missing or needs to get just information-wise that needs to get updated. Cool. All right. Building the jar. Awesome. Cool. All right. Over here. Paste. Files. Drag. Drop it there. Uploaded successfully. Console. And go to restart. Awesome. It is booting. It's like now it boots even faster. Now it's like 14 seconds it boots in. 15. Super quick. $15. Okay. Jump on. Do, 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 do. Cool. Awesome. It changed the font, the colors of that, but that's fine. Awesome. Okay, yeah. That's much cleaner. Dear God. That's way better. Yeah, the same concept for all the other pages would be awesome. Yeah, same do the same. Just do center column as the main one. Do it for this, and then same thing for this. We'll try to do columns across for the different sections. Be way more organized. Yeah. Be way better. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot that. Yeah. Also this. All of them do, because okay, so all these are this. All these are the same. Okay, that's fine. Cool. It's almost there. It's so cool. What? Was it 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks? It's been since we last attempted those plugins. Tested them to see what worked. Was it 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks? Something like that. Yeah, 2.5. It wasn't too long. Because it was like, yeah, a week of Gemini hell. And then pivoted to Claude, and then explode. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, because these three can be stacked in the same column. The coordinates and boundaries could be lumped together. The show cubes, I mean, these can be all. Yeah, we're gonna splice this up to try to fit everything, make everything cohesive, and go across. Just functionality wise, yeah. What do you guys think about the column layouts? Like this setup for like the bulk of the pages themselves. It's clean, right? Obviously the fonts and stuff we can change and make them larger if we need to, but I think just As long as the flow is decent. Your active sessions will be in the middle. You can create it here. You have your command list here. The button will show to manage if you need to manage, or if you're op, then the manage button will show up down here. Divides things well, keeps it organized. Yeah. This weekend, let's digitally sit and walk through it. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Hey, Sanity. Yeah, for sure. I'm like, is this good UX? It's a lot cleaner than what it was before, I'll tell you that. Before it was chaos. All I can tell is that, like, this and this is distracting compared to the middle, right? And obviously this is, but this is this is only going to show if you're op. But I know visually, like, what's distracting, and the commands is distracting because of just the color and how much information's here. So it's like it's off balanced. This is great. It just needs to get, you know, better colors or overlays or whatever, but really simple. Again, really simple. I just want to copy and paste like the front page and basically make it this, and make it that the template. Center column, list of arenas, create button. And then obviously this looks like crap, but yeah, this will get broken up into columns. I love the navigation for this. And then yeah, everything's listed the same way. So it's like a bit more intuitive for that. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Need to remove this text though. Okay, cool. Okay, let's do. I guess technically, if you're gonna do columns wise, I guess this should be 4 columns then too. If everything's set up the same way, we should do arenas, chests, kits, mobs. Do 4 columns like that. Have 4 columns and have the images in the center of the columns. You know what? Let's leave it like this. Chris and I will discuss over the weekend. But I want to change up this for sure, because this is crap. I have a screenshot of this, so I'm gonna bring this over to Excalidraw and put stuff over. Also, I'm gonna do this too. Updates. GitHub. Do it. Make our commit statements, please. Yes. Do it. Push. Awesome. And it's done. Cool. All right. Go back over here. We go. There we go. All right. So back here. Back in good old Excalidraw. We make shapes. Yep. So it basically knows that. Cool. All right. All right. feel like was this one, right? Yeah. This is the like clean UI, a clean page. Oh. There we go. All right. Hit. It's beautiful. Okay. So. Yeah, just gonna put on the different elements into the page so that we can figure out like what we should put where, right? The world. Game modes can be completely different. Section. And then this will be boundaries. selection. Yeah, let me put all the other buttons over here too, because some of the other ones are different. No cubes. No dummies. Spawn chests. And then that has extra data for it too, I believe. Let's see. It's going to spawn the chest here, isn't it? Yeah, it will. Oh, no. It's just that. Oh, no. That's in chest locations. Okay, never mind. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, generate loot. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Cool. Action. Dummy data can probably be removed. Spawn chest we don't need there because that can go into the chest. No, because on the fly it's nice on the main page. Maybe if there's enough information there, we can do that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So we got show cubes, show. Dummies. Yeah, if it's too much, then we'll just remove it because it's already in chest locations. But rather going into another menu to get to spawn them to see if what happens. Yeah, it would be nice to have it on the main page. Okay, so name, text field, save button. The world's okay. So those are just extra buttons. Save. And then TP. Okay, and there's... and name them all the same. Okay. Game modes is really small. It's not complicated, the game modes. So that one could be probably like super short. Almost like this. Maybe... Yeah, put the delete arena like kind of further away from everything else in the corner. I could do game modes. I could put TP above this, because then it's all the same buttons, right? But game modes doesn't need to be its own column, but it might have to be that way. That's all relevant to the arena itself. Location, coordinates, like the main, like the center of the arena, and then the boundaries. This is all, that makes sense. I want to put next to that, but I don't know if that makes sense. I think having it with just a list of buttons over there is fine. I think this can work for now. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. Hit. That was me. They extended your contract? Ha! Nice. Nice, dude. That's awesome. Okay, bank it, man. Bank it. Just sit on like hell yeah, absolutely. Okay. 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 Where is the folder that I'm looking for? You. Exit, go back in, clear context, put it in plan mode. Okay, so I remember. I have. says. So I took a screenshot of the layout we just did. So just use the play SE's play command. Use that page as a template for the nav column spacing. Tell it to just read back to me what I want where, and if it looks good, then I'll have it implement it. Yeah, once it's set and it understands it, this will become really, really simple, which is cool. Cool. Center logo top, back button left, page title top left, three column layout. You. What's up, Billy? Birthday, happy birthday. Nice. Enjoy. Awesome. Hell yeah. think it finally got it. It got a little information kind of skewed, but cool. All right, it's gonna go through now. All right, so it's gonna try to implement that design. It merged the game modes and the player spawn, mob spawn, chest location. It merged them together. I'm like, it's like there's 3 columns. I'm like, no, that's 4. But cool. Like what? What do you mean? Right, writing the plan. Do it. So it's just literally just layout. It's just changing the UI. So that's the only thing that we're updating. Make it cleaner, please. Oh. All right, let's read through it. Back button. Info, yep. Yeah, it looks right. Go for it. Clear context and execute. Awesome. Yeah, it's way easier to do it this way. To mock the design and have it just read it and be like, try to decipher it, and if something's off, you just explain what needs to get shifted around, and then you're good to go. Yeah, this makes it a lot easier to do. Excuse me. Dear God. Cool. Doing it. I think they just allowed OpenClaw to be used for your plans for Anthropic. I think they just opened that. I need to see, because it would be interesting to play around with that, but I also don't want to burn through a crap load of tokens. It's going to be very token hungry, right? But it gives you a lot more capabilities and freedom to do stuff. So it'd be interesting to look at that, see like how that works. Excuse me. My sleep has been all over. Like I get like I'd wake up in the middle of the night and be motivated and do some stuff. Like I think that happened again, like 1, 2 in the morning, 4. I don't know. It's sometime this morning. I just need to look at my commits, and you can see how sporadic my my sleep pattern's been. I need like power naps. Sleep for 4 hours, do a bunch of work. Take a power nap, do a bunch of work. So all over the place. Yeah, this morning was all the database stuff. It nailed everything. It was awesome. I was like, let me just ask a question. Let me look into it. I was like, yeah, you can do it. Wrote the plan, nailed it. I changed one setting for the file location to get the file to actually generate for the database. Nailed that. I was like, oh, cool. Oh my god. Oh yeah, stop yawning. I'm sorry. My apologies. Create the task and implement. Do it. Yeah, this has been incredible. Let's imagine this is like it's only gonna get better. It's gonna interesting times. Just even like how logically it can get better, though, you know? Because if you need like MD files, you need Markdown files in order to guide the models of what to do, so it doesn't get off track or like stays focused. Like you wonder like what the next logical step's going to be to make them better, you know? Because they're just like predictive machines, right? They're not. I feel like AGI, or artificial general intelligence, is a way different beast than what we have now. Because if it's the same methodology, then you're never gonna achieve that, because it's just gonna like fake it, you know. It's like, how does a brain actually work? If you were to store a crap load of information, how does the brain actually work for you to like remember stuff but to think for yourself rather than just a logarithm of, you know, pinpointing where stuff is? It's fascinating as hell. I guess that's where that's the $1 billion question, though, right? How do brains work? How would you get a computer to replicate that? I guess that's all that it is, though, right? It's reinforcement learning. You do a method, and if it doesn't work, then you'd have to remove that from your memory to know the right stuff. I don't know. Fascinating as hell. So it would be cool to get like a Mac Mini to try like GLM and try that locally to see how that would work, because that's supposed to be really good at coding, and it's an open weight model. Remove remove dummy data button. Okay, yeah, okay. I need to remove that because yeah, I don't think I mentioned that at all, but I don't think it does. That doesn't. I think that the dummy data button was just so that we can get like logging information and make sure that data was coming across correctly. Okay. Boom. Okay. Wait a little bit. I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna go back in and see how the layout, how it looks. Like significantly different than what it looked like before. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. And although the location for the images are incorrect. Okay, so it screwed that up. But yeah, name, arena, save, worlds, coordinates, update location, boundaries, name, list there. All the game modes listed there. Spawns. Make sure these work. Mob spawns. Just locations. TP2 arena, protection on off. Show cubes. Cubes work. Show dummies. Dummies work. Spawn chests. Despawn chests. We're not going to delete the arena. Actually, it should prompt me if I want to delete it. I'll say no. Beautiful. Much better. I think I'd rather have the columns be the same width too than having them different widths. So I'm going to have it do that. But yeah, much better. Much cleaner. Also want to make sure that the text. Yeah, that works. I'd rather these be like not have the X in them and just be toggleable. Cool. Okay, it's not bad. Okay, replay? What? What, to watch a match back? No. That is way too complicated. There's like full-on mods for that for Minecraft. I know there is. That is a whole different beast. Because you gotta track because you'd have to record every little bit of action the entire time. So that exists in Minecraft, but for this, basically tracking back exactly. So you could, but it is frozen. What? No, it's not. I'm not moving. Okay, two things. One. Images for the player. Mob and chest. Yeah, I'm not moving the screen right now, so that's why you don't see anything. Boo-doo-doo. I wonder if this UI page is in a different location. I might not know how to get to the path of it. I thought it was in the same. I thought it was all in the same folder. The pathing for that should have been the same. That I could have fixed that on my own, but yes, make that change. Yes. I should have told it to fix the player spawn, mouse spawn, chest locations to center those two. Yeah, put pages instead of images. Stupid. Stupid model. It's like, why did I say to use the other page as a reference if you're not going to use the reference? Freaking dumb. Okay. Just building the jar. Once it's done, we'll pop it in. Make sure that the images actually show. Cool. Yep, beautiful. Yeah, that mathing sounds correct. Copy. Paste. Drop.
Oh.
Oh. Restarting. It's done. Beautiful. Much, much better. Dear God. That is so much cleaner. That's awesome. Yes, that is way, way better. Although it did squish the images to fit in this section because the images themselves are 256 by 256. I needed to fix that. It stretched them. But yeah, much better. So we probably could merge game modes and actions together, but I kind of want to keep them separate, honestly. Because if we add more game modes, then the list is going to be it's going to overtake. I think having its own column is fine. Yeah, you know what? This is fine. I think it's good enough for now. It's definitely way cleaner. Let me. Well, about this. The column. Perfect. Won't change that anymore. The images though for column 3. Right now they stretched. The are 256. We them down. The column also need to send the images in the column with that. Also enter the text. Send. All right. Going. Cool. Yeah. So it needs to resize the images. The images are 256 by 256, so it just needs to scale it down evenly, so it doesn't warp it. And then to center the text and the images within the column, and then that should be good. Because as long as that's good, then swapping out any images is going to be like stupidly easy, which is going to be really nice. Six size square group for each image. Center the card, and also switch to a clean, non-overlapping layout. Card math, column 130 pixels, 12 pixels padding on each side. Okay, yeah, it did the full math to make sure that it was the correct size. Build the jar. Awesome. I'll pick it up. All right, let me. Paste. And dropped. And then we will restart. Yep, blop. Okay. And then we'll check it once again. Make sure that it looks good. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's done. Reconnect. There we go. Not bad. It's just needs to be more of a gap at the top. Space there and there. But yeah, that's better. Cool. Oh, it put the text below the image. That's fine too, actually. Yeah, just needs to be evenly space out the images within the column, top to bottom. Pretty good. Yeah. The same width, right? Yeah. It look this deceptive because of like this to here. Maybe the same as that. Just yeah. Also, that's not centered. I guess it'd be better to have the text underneath the image then, right? Rather than overlaying on top of it. Yes. Push it. Yes. Yes. Push to get up. Right. Can you make sure that the like the image and text is centered button area, but not the send. See, hopefully I explained that good enough. Aligning UI, it's really annoying. It was thinking. So hopefully this won't be too bad. But yeah, the text below it I think is fine. Just needs to be right a little bit and down a little bit. Bootstrapping. Top, bottom. The card width was unspecified. What? Okay, building the jar. Try this. Okay. Done. Console. Restart. Right. It's up. We'll check it one more time. See if it's good. If it's good, then awesome. Yeah, then after this, it's going to be like just play testing. Different wave amounts and mob types and mob counts and all that jazz. I'm just going to test it a whole ton. Okay, good. Reconnect. Check the UI. Put a scroll bar there, but it's centered. It is centered. Okay. Okay. Looks better, but now there is a scroll bar there. That. That's that. Send. Easy enough. This way, it's just one setting within the UI file to remove for that. Yep, there it was. Yeah, because we're not adding anything else. The only thing that's changing is the number next to points and chests, and that's it. There's nothing else that's changing from that. There's nothing else being added to this column, so you don't need the scroll bar in that. Files. Drop. Cool. Restart. One more. Centered. Things squared off, much better. Is up. Beautiful. There you go. Yay, it's clean. Much better. Yes, you do little things like bolding name, worlds, coordinates, boundaries. Maybe separate these sections a tiny bit. There's a tiny, like, micro adjustments you gotta do. But for the most part, it's good. Maybe like the line thing here, put that for like coordinates and then boundaries. Separate them a bit. I can look through the UI file to see how that's set up, but that'll be easy enough. Also, like the font size, I'll probably increase it a tiny bit. Not bad. This is 100 times better than before. That's for sure. The other way I had just buttons mishmash all over the place. Maybe I'll put like information under this too to say like what does what also. Just a little information. Like, I mean, TP's obvious, but like protection is like world protect. You can turn it on and off. Maybe a little bit extra information down there. Could be cool. All right, cool. Awesome. All right, ladies and gents, I'm gonna go probably take a power nap because I was up way too early this morning working on stuff. Hella good progress. Gonna make even more tonight. I'm probably gonna finish the basic UI tonight, at least for every page. And then tomorrow will be playtest. We'll actually play the game. We'll do a whole bunch of rounds, testing mob types, see which ones are insane. Maybe I'll add the other feature of like tagging specific mob IDs with notes, so we know like who's what, maybe who's projectile, melee, annoying, aggressive, passive, just an NPC. It would be kind of cool to track that information. I kind of want to do that since we have the database up and running, you know what I mean? I kind of want to do that. That would be cool. So maybe I'll add that feature. Maybe in the middle of this morning or tomorrow morning, I'll add that because it would be cool. All right, buddy. I'll see you later. Thanks again for chilling. Appreciate it. Hella good progress. But yeah, more actual gameplay tomorrow. We'll actually play test. All right, take care. I'll see you later. Peace. And happy birthday again, Billy. Take care.